We've got our first official look at DC's Shazam. Warner Brothers just released our first official look at Zachary Levi in Shazam, and it's giving us a glimpse into a very different DC cinematic universe. Ever since the underwhelming reactions to Batman v Superman, there has been talk about the DCEU course correcting into lighter, more kid-friendly fare. We've already gotten hints of what that might look like with last year's more hopeful Wonder Woman and heavily retooled Justice League. But this week we got our first real peek at the all-new post-Snyder era of the DCEU. Shazam star Zachary Levi posted an image of himself on Instagram standing in front of a banner for the upcoming movie. Now, for those of you unfamiliar with one of DC's lesser-known heroes, Shazam is the magical alter ego of 14-year-old Billy Batson, who acquired his godlike superpowers from an ancient wizard. As one does. And while there have been several different interpretations over the years of how his mortal side and his superhero side are connected, the most popular one is definitely the big type scenario, where it's literally the mind of a young boy in a body powerful enough to take on Superman. And this is the version of the character that the movie seems to be going with. In fact, Warner Brothers has pretty much been describing it as big, but with superheroes. And that seems to be the idea this first official image is trying to reinforce. Now, the poster shows us Billy Batson in Shazam form, unassumingly sipping on what we think is supposed to be a giant soda. Honestly, we're really not sure what he's drinking. It kind of looks like an iced coffee from the lack of bubbles, but then why would a kid be drinking an iced coffee? Unless that's like the first thing that he decides to do as an adult, which seems silly. Go to Starbucks and get yourself a nice latte, but who knows? But other than the weird brown liquid he's drinking, how do we feel about this poster? Well, first off, the costume actually looks pretty decent, which is a huge relief, because a few months back we got some leaked behind the scenes shots from the set, and quite frankly, the costume was looking a bit ridiculous. Of course, at this point, we've learned to reserve judgment about that kind of thing because there's no telling what the final images will look like once they've been digitally altered for the finished film. But still, this costume had us worried. Looking more like one of those muscle suits that you can get at a Halloween store than an actual professional movie costume. But now seeing it with the final effects on it, it does look pretty spot on. His lightning bolt emblem in particular is perfect, giving just the right amount of magical, awe-inspiring glow to offset the more childish image of him sipping on that, whatever the heck that thing is. I mean, obviously it's a soda, right? Like, that's the joke.
That's the joke.
Like a superhero drinking a soda.
Yeah.
I mean, couldn't they have gotten something more soda-like?
Maybe.
I mean, we know Deadpool has 7-Eleven on lockdown, so like, couldn't they have used a Slurpee? But what about AM/PM or like Wawa? Yeah. I mean, or even a friggin' McDonald's cup. If this was 1992, McDonald's would be all over that shit. But anyways, while the image may not be perfect, it is interesting to see that this is a true sign of where the DCEU is headed. The bright, colorful, comical image stands in stark contrast to the rain-soaked, nearly all black and gray poster they released for Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice just a few years ago. And with talks of the Aquaman movie being a take on Romancing the Stone, it seems like the company is trying to find a new voice for itself by remaking 80s movies with superheroes. And we're not opposed to it so long as we get a super-powered Mr. Mom. Oh wait, we are getting that. It's called Incredibles 2.
Yeah, baby!
But what do you folks think? Do you like the new poster? Are you excited for DC's new direction? And what 80s movie do you want to see get a superhero redo? Let's discuss. Be sure to like, subscribe, and smash that little bell to get notified every time we drop a video, like today with the latest episode of Muskwatch. Dan and Kyle are breaking down the hoops you have to jump through to get Elon Musk's not a flamethrower. It's sillier than you think. I think exactly. It's plenty silly.